Welcome back, y'all, royal family. Sorry, but this will be part two to the video. It says here, so I'm just going to start back over here. The question was, why did why did the Israelites have to abandon their foreign wives and children? And it says, after the Jews returned to Jerusalem at the end of the Babylonian captivity, Ezra, one of the leaders of the people, was given some bad news. The people of Israel, including the priests and the Levites, have not kept themselves separate from the neighboring people with their detestable practices, like those of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Pezerites, the Jebusites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, and the Egyptians, and the Amorites. They have taken some of their daughters as wives for themselves, and their sons have mingled the holy race with the peoples around them. And the leaders and the officials have led the way in this unfaithfulness. And this is according to Ezra 9, 1 and 2. So also, it also is in the Apocrypha of the first Ezra 9 and also. So it says these marriages with people of other nations and worship false gods were forbidden in the law of Moses, Deuteronomy 7, 3 and 4. Ezra's heart was grieved. He tore his tunic and cloak, pulled hair from his head and beard, and sat down appalled. Ezra 9 and 3. Adultery was one of the sins that had resulted in Judah's being conquered by Babylon. Now, upon their turn to the promised land, Judah was again toying with the same sin. In Ezra 10, 2 and 3, as Ezra was praying, a large group of Israelites came to him in repentance. They made a proposal to rectify the situation. We have been unfaithful to our God by marrying foreign women from peoples around us. But in spite of this, there is still hope for Israel. Now let us make a covenant before our God to send away all these women and their children in accordance with the counsel of my Lord and of those who fear the commandments of our Almighty. Let it be done according to the law. The purpose of this covenant would be to once again set apart the Jews people as fully devoted to the Almighty and remove all connections with those who worship other gods. The agreement required the men of Judah to divorce their pagan wives. Ezra agreed that this covenant was the proper course of action. He commanded, you have been unfaithful, you have married foreign women, adding to Israel guilt. Now honor the Lord thy Almighty of our ancestors and do his will. Separate yourself from the people around you and from your foreign wives. And this Ezra 10, 10 and 11. So a full list of families involved is found in Ezra 10. You can look that up. And it also said, we know that the Almighty hates divorce, and that's Malachi. And some have asked how this event is related to the issue of divorce in today's society. A couple of relevant points can be considered. First, this event took place during a previous dispensation in a time when the Almighty chosen people were to live according to the law of Christians today should not look to this account for justification to divorce their spouse. So you all, this is so interesting here because I myself was led to share this probably some weeks back with my page. And to be frankly honest with you, we were given who not to marry and accordingly. So truth be told is that I tell them all, take it up with the Almighty, seek him, for truth and understanding, because so many of our Hebrew brothers have married outside of their race. And now some of our Hebrew sisters are marrying more so outside of their race. So I know that in this day and time, men have made rules and laws how we should govern ourselves. But, what the Almighty have said, going back in the Old Testament, he spoke and told us, what, nations not to intermingle with. And those are just facts there. So I'm going to take your attention to, let's go here. So this is actually Ezra, and this is, I want to say, let me go in. Yeah, 9:1. Okay. Now, when these things were done, the prince came to me, saying, "The people of Israel and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the land." So it's the same thing, which, you see that the Almighty, well, it would have been said, and it says, "Doing according to their abomination, even of," and it named the different nations here. It says, "For they have taken of their daughters for themselves and their sons, so that the holy seed have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Yea, the hands of the prince and the rulers have been chief in this trespass." So it tells about how he rent the garment and mantle and plucked off the hair of his head, and then actually just go into more, as far as you can read yourself, what actually happened. But it gave all the names of the ones who went forth. I want to say it's in this one, maybe in the ninth one. Yeah, it might be in, I'm sorry, the 10th one. So let me just go over one. So it's so important to understand. So it actually saying here that okay, family, my and the children of the captivity did so, and Ezra the priest was certain chief of the fathers after the house of their fathers, and all of them by their names were separated, and sat down in the first day of the 10th month to examine the matter. And they made an end with all the men that had taken strange wives. Ooh. And they made an end with all the men that had taken strange wives by the first day of the first month. And among the sons of the priests that there were found that had taken strange wives, namely of the sons. Okay, so it tells you, we'll lay this out for you all. Look at how many of them. Wow. So there was a brother on, he's from Africa, and he was sharing, I'm trying to remember which area was he from. Was he Igbo? But he was sharing that, letting us see his tribe that was actually in the Bible. So all of just actually just bringing all this alive. And no other nation of people can say this, that, we connect with the Bible in this manner. In these scriptures, they're just real and true. So it said all these had taken strange wives, and some of them had wives by whom they had children. So in the video you saw where it says some of them were exiled, and they went on their way by the way of Yemen, which was Sinai, Sinai. And I kind of looked that up to see if anything was up on that. But he said the house of Sinai. So family, it's all going to come out even further about who we are and how we all connected. The Almighty is bridging us together, so we can actually see videos of them speaking and telling, because they got a lot of history. And that's one of the reasons why I truly believe the America didn't really want to shine a positive light on the continent of Africa, that we will be interested to go back over there, so we will not know. But we got to always keep in mind that the Almighty is the head of all things, and we are still literally in captivity, for those who are not aware of this. So we didn't supposed to go back there. So those who went by the way line of, like I shared about, I shared on the map, that they came and you can see Yemen. So that's what they were calling the house of Sena. And then, they came across this way. So all our people were there in the area where Benin and Niger, the ones that got on the ones were captured and taken on the ship, they would be considered like tribe Judah, and which says area called Slave Coast and tribe Kingdom of Judah. So we are living in this biblical prophecy. So those who are naysayers and those one wanting to debunk for whatever reason, it could be that they don't want to face reality, or the Almighty just making them so dumbfounded to the truth, that they can't get it because of what's in their lineage. I don't know. But I tell you what, this is amazing, family. Amazing. So I just want to say Shabbat Shalom, family. Blessings to you all. Repent. Earlier this morning I woke up again. The music of what Eddie Murphy, the song Yah, which we going back to Zion. That was playing again when I woke up this morning in my waking up. I gave the testimony yesterday that same thing. It happened at my nap time and also that morning. And then the same thing this morning. And let me play a little bit of it. Since we own that we're going back to Babylon. Yep. Sure is. Not Babylon. Oh, no, we ain't going back there. I'm talking about, no, we going to, we're going back to Zion. That's right. So this is a song. And he's actually saying his music is written as Jah. Instead of saying Yah, but it's Rastafarian way of saying God. So while that's playing, I'm going to look for the words too. If I can get to it. Okay. There we go. So, like I say, the Almighty made me like nobody else. So this coming on to my video, you probably say, well, oh my goodness.
How can you tell if a McDonald's biscuit is...
So I'll just put that on pause until it plays all the way through. Probably said, well, oh my goodness, she is nothing like nobody else. You right. The Almighty made me the way he wanted to make me. I'm very outspoken and I stand up for things, that I believe in very wholeheartedly. Here it goes. This is the lyrics. For us to strengthen our defenses. We going back to Zion. Leaving Babylon. We're going back to Zion. Leaving Babylon. And going back to Zion. Yeah. So when you say, oh yeah, oh Jaja, is actually Yah. He's speaking of Yah. Never, ever, ever let the devil get the best of me. Yeah. I saw the preacher taking nickels from the welfare, baby. Mm-hmm. Reject the wrong, it's against my senses. Hey Babylon, you know it won't be long. Whoa, going back to Zion. We're leaving Babylon and going back to Zion. Yes, we're leaving Babylon and going back to Zion. Yeah, we are. So, it's many reasons why the Almighty have touched a lot of ones we call celebrities, and they're walking in this truth. But there's a reason why, the Almighty has them, kind of shield off. And He could have said Yah, but He said Jah, right? Okay. So just know, a lot of them have woke up to this truth, and one day we all will be on the same page. Like I said, that football player will throw that last yard, 10 yards or whatever, and the basketball player will hit that last, hoop, and they're gonna walk away and say, "Hey, it's time, we headed back to Zion." So this was playing again this morning when I woke up. Just like if someone turned a radio on, and I can hear it. Like a lot of times, as I'm waking up, I can hear it, and then as I'm laying there, my eyes closed. It's like if someone turned a radio on, the station on. So blessings, family. Love you all. Shabbat shalom to each one of you.